Welcome to Garage Gym Athlete Cool Downs. These episodes are short, actionable podcasts pulled from previous interviews and content we've been publishing for the last several years. So go for a walk, hop on the rower, or clip into the bike for this cool down episode. Welcome to Garage Gym Athlete Cool Downs. These episodes are short, actionable podcasts pulled from previous interviews and content we've been publishing for the last several years. So go for a walk, hop on the rower, or clip into the bike for this cool down episode. And now I do want to talk about different types of people, chronotypes, the early bird and the night owl. What's the difference there? Is it really a thing? And how do we know? How do we pay attention to that?
The best way to kind of understand whether or not you're a night owl or an early bird, and it's about a 15% of us are early birds. So early bird meaning, wanting to get up before 6 a.m., wanting to go to bed before 10 p.m. And about 15% of us are night owls. So even, going to bed past midnight and waking up past, 8 a.m. would be their type of preference. So 15-15 split. And then the rest of us kind of fall between kind of intermediate types. So I guess the best way to understand whether or not you're a night owl or an early bird would be what happens when you don't have a schedule? What happens when you're on vacation? Do you tend to wake up early? Do you tend to go to bed later and sleep in later? And so it's more of those free days that help determine kind of what chronotype we are. And so even on the weekends, do you tend to go to bed later and sleep in later? Then you're more maybe of that evening type. And what we see in the research is that the evening types, and specifically we've looked at this with athletes as well, have a harder time adjusting to the training schedules, the work schedules. So evening types have it not as good, I guess you would say, just because of our society and the way things work. Things open at 9 a.m. and, you can't get to work at 10 a.m. normally. So for those evening types, as much as you can, if you can adjust your work schedule or if you can adjust your training schedule to make sure that you're training later in the day would be advisable for them. If you can't do that, if you're constrained by work, that you have to be to work at 9 a.m., getting lots of light during the morning is really important, and it will help set your circadian rhythm to that earlier time. So getting lots of light in the morning will help with that, and then blocking light at night is going to help shift your rhythm. So if I'm an evening type, what we're finding is that the evening types, a lot of it can do with your sensitivity to light. So they're finding that more of the evening types are sensitive to light at night, which is waking them up at night. I'm talking like in the evening hours. And then just kind of their melatonin is being released later because they're more sensitive to that light at night. So blocking light at night is really important for those evening types. Wearing sunglasses, potentially wearing blue blocking glasses, dimming your lights at night, putting away the electronics is going to be really important 1 to 2 hours before bedtime so that the light isn't waking you up and just exacerbating the problem.
And when you say get a lot of light in the morning, are you talking about natural sunlight if it's available?
Yes, natural sunlight is the best kind of light. Get outside in the morning, get some fresh air, maybe do a run in the morning during daylight. What they find is that light before noon, like natural light before noon, is helpful for our sleep quality. So the studies show that. And also what they find is that more light during those morning hours help us to not be so sensitive to light at night. So if I'm getting lots of light in the morning, let's say I do an hour run in the morning during daylight, when I'm using those electronics, an hour or two before bed, it's not going to impact me as much if my total light during those morning hours are higher.
So is there like a sweet spot there for just kind of average everyone, like how much light we should be hitting for before noon? Is it an hour, or ideally, if we were able to do, weren't locked in an office or something like that, how much time should we make sure we get each day?
I would say at least 30 minutes. I don't think we know the specific answer to that, but I would say a minimum of 30 minutes if you can. And then if that's not possible, so I mean, we're in the winter months where, the sun may not rise until, 7:30 or whatever. There are light boxes out there. So if you find that you're really struggling during the winter months at waking up, there are light therapy boxes for seasonal affective disorder that can be helpful. You can wear light glasses, Luminette light glasses. They have a glasses version that you can wear around and just get 20 minutes of, artificial light, but it's bright light during the morning hours. You could also get a dawn simulator alarm clock. So there's a few different versions out there where it will the light will gradually get brighter, and then at the point that you want to get up, it'll be at its brightest point. So those are some good things that if you can't really get a lot of natural light during the morning hours, but really try and aim for 30 minutes minimum outside if you can.
And if we were to able to get those 30 minutes each day, and say it's the summertime where it's a little bit easier to do something like that, would wearing sunglasses during that time frame, pure UV blocking sunglasses or whatever, would that negate the effects of what we're trying to achieve?
I think so. I mean, it would somewhat negate the effects, and I don't want all of the ophthalmologists out there hating me or on that. But yes, you do want to, as much as you can, you want to get the bright light into the eyes. And so wearing sunglasses during that time would somewhat negate the effects.
And then on the kind of flip side of that, at night, do you find that like a sleep mask is something beneficial for people who maybe can't get their rooms very dark?
Yes. So having a sleep mask, having blackout shades if you can. So they're finding that the more artificial light at night, even street lights can come in through the windows and impact your melatonin and have a higher risk for different types of cancers as well. So they find that artificial light at night, even during the sleep period with your eyes closed, can impact the quality of your sleep and can lead to higher risk of cancer rates. So having the eye mask is important, having the blackout shades, lay there at night, let your eyes adjust a little bit, maybe 10 minutes, open your eyes and kind of see where some of those bright points are. Is there light coming in through the window? Are there maybe lights from an electronic or an alarm clock or, just kind of gauge based on your own sleep environment and then really tackle the areas where you can block out as much light as possible.
Thanks for listening to today's Cool Down. If for some ridiculous reason you are not subscribed to Garage Gym Athlete programming, fix that problem right now. Go to GarageGymAthlete.com, sign up for a free trial, and get started with us today. Thanks for listening. Thanks for listening to today's Cool Down. If for some ridiculous reason you are not subscribed to Garage Gym Athlete programming, fix that problem right now. Go to GarageGymAthlete.com, sign up for a free trial, get started with us today. Thanks for listening.